welcome along to another episode of You Are the Ref, the series in which I ask a string of refereeing scenarios to Craig Savage and Charlie Betts and see if they can give me the correct answer. The answers are all verified by Keith Hackett, referee extraordinaire, and he gives us wonderful detailed answers as we've seen in the previous 3 episodes.
Where are we getting these answers from, Cody?
Well, we are getting them from the book You Are the Ref, which has been signed nonetheless by World Cup referee Howard Webb, who of course tells us when signing the book that he refereed a World Cup final.
Did he referee a World Cup final?
Every episode.
Every episode.
And Champions League final that year as well.
Champions League final as well, and he missed the Kung Fu kick, but I'm sure that won't pop up. But this week, obviously, as we've mentioned before, all of the string of scenarios are represented by different footballing personalities. A player or a referee, a manager, whatever it may be. And this week, I've gone for one, as we're recording this, probably months before it will come out on Transfer Deadline Day in January. And Craig Savage was very excited to see Neil Warnock in the Sky Sports studio.
He's a lovely guy.
So Neil Warnock is in the book, looking a little bit younger than he does now.
Hey, he looks great now.
So we are going to take you through the 3 scenarios related to Neil Warnock. I'm sure dissent will be involved, if they've got any common sense. And I'm going to ask you, what would you do if you are the ref?
Go for it.
Don't send Neil Warnock off, that's what I say.
Exactly. So let's start with number 1. Minutes after the start of a massive relegation clash, we can already see why Neil Warnock's involved. Both your assistants go down with food poisoning.
Oh,
right. The 4th official takes one flag, and a PA announcement is made asking if there are any other qualified officials in the crowd. One steps forward. He's a qualified ex-referee, but he's 82 years old.
What a scenario!
There's a great picture of what they think an 82-year-old looks like there as well. So you've got 2 choices. Do you A, hand him the flag, or B, abandon the game? Craig Savage, Charlie Betts. I'll let you mingle amongst yourselves and then let me know.
We're on a politically correct minefield here with this.
I'm just going to say, the answer to this one takes up 3/4 of the space for all 3 scenarios.
If you're old enough, you're good enough, ain't it? That's what they say.
Yeah, but it's about being stereotypical.
Can he keep up with play?
But how do you assess
So,
that?
hold on a minute. Let's start this here. So, an 82-year-old man is volunteered to be the lino.
Yeah, he's a qualified ref.
Qualified ref, he might potentially be the lino.
You've got to be so careful you're not...
He's the only one available.
Yep.
If I have a crowd of thousands of people.
Right. This could be a double-barreled one. However...
You've got to give it to him.
No, but I think, do you do like a fitness test of him before
you can't do a fitness test. He might have a heart attack.
But he's got to keep up with play, hasn't he?
Sorry, I've just had a look, and this is going to be brilliant for you. Keith Hackett, in his answer, has had direct experience of something similar.
Right.
So make sure you're careful, because you could be offending a great referee.
I'm going to go...
Oh, geez.
I'm going to say that
It's a tough one, isn't it?
I would assess his competency.
But how are you going to do that without him running the line?
Well, by getting him to run and see if he's quick enough to keep up with
his jeans and his bloody...
Well, that's another issue, Kit. Do you know what? I think you just actually swayed my answer. I think you've got to abandon the game. He's not going to have Kit. With all due respect, in the most politically correct sense way, is he going to be up to date with the modern rules if he's 82? I'm not saying he hasn't watched football before, but, there's a lot of intricacies. I'm going to go abandon the game because you can't ensure he's going to be able to do the job to the ability needed for that fixture.
Okay, that's Charlie Wett's answer. Craig Savage. Are you going to play devil's advocate or not?
I've probably just offended about,
all the old timers.
60, yeah, exactly. A load of retired
that still
people who listen to
do
this.
in local football.
And this is, in other news, probably your only chance to play devil's advocate when Charlie Betts is in the room. So, you can do if you want.
If he's available, you got to give it. But at the end of the day, you still need a 4th official. Depends on what type of league game it is. If he's the only bugger that can do it, then the old timer.
I think you've got Charlie with that expression.
Can't say bugger on there.
I can say bugger. That's not a swear word.
Well, it means a very... Go on, carry on.
Craig Savage said it.
Right, go for it.
If the old bastard can do it, no. Let him do it.
You're gonna let him, so your answer is...
Let him play! Let him have his moments!
He's going to do it. Dan.
It could be the highlight of his night.
Okay, well, remarkably, Craig Savage is right. So,
get in!
This is a long
What
answer.
if he can't run, though?
This is a long answer. I'll give you the answer.
Give me the answer.
Then I'll give you Keith Hackett's personal experience with it.
Right.
Okay. Hand him the flag. Wish him all the best, because that's what's going to
Wish him all the best. If his pace
I
makes
think
a
you
hold
need
out.
the luck, not him. You've got a referee with him on the line.
And it carries on. And tell him and the 2 teams that you will be overseeing all offside decisions in his half.
What?
Premier League players can run up to 9.9 metres per second, so don't expect too much.
Got to give a good line. It's got to have a good line. That's what I say.
Now, this sort of thing does happen. Older readers will remember Jimmy Hill running the line at Arsenal in
I remember this.
1972.
But Jimmy Hill was not
Jimmy Hill was fit.
Yeah, that's fine. But after a PA announcement asking for a replacement linesman. Keith Hackett also has direct experience, he tells us, having had to ask a crowd for a replacement official before an FA Cup tie at QPR.
Right.
2 volunteers were brought to my dressing room. I'm being Keith Hackett for a moment.
Yeah, you're not a ref.
One informed me he had just retired from the Southern League officials list and was experienced. The other was in his mid-20s and told me he'd qualified as a referee a few days earlier. And he had to choose.
He had to choose one.
He had to choose. So he decided to go with the older guy.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which was just as well, Keith Hackett says, because when he broke the news to the younger one, he rolled up his sleeve to reveal a tattoo saying QPR forever.
So therefore he'd have been...
Yes.
Right.
So that's a pretty vague one to start on.
Can I just have a slight discrepancy with Keith over this? How are you meant to oversee? I mean, we're watching a game live on TV now. How are you meant to oversee offside and cover that ground to appropriately and accurately, call an offside, whether it's on or off?
What, both lines?
No, but that half of the pitch.
But referees do that at lower levels all the time. The game that I watched, I did a vlog for Crawley, for Craig. That game, there was an overruled offside decision. The referee made the right decision. He overruled the decision in a half.
Right.
It happens a lot in non-league football.
I don't... Okay, fair enough. No, I stand corrected.
Moving on.
Good, because I was right.
Moving on to number 2. Lovely to see a bit of humility. Number 2. A sub warms up on the touchline.
Yeah.
Moments later, one of his colleagues goes down holding his head, so you wave the physio on. Later in the game, the same thing happens twice more. The opposition captain is furious.
Right.
He says it's a ruse, sorry. The sub is telling the player to feign injury so the physio can come on and pass tactical information.
Right. Like that.
They're taking you for a mug, says the captain. What do you do?
Well, dissent the player, the captain.
Possibly.
You have to, because that's technically his dissent.
Which one are you talking about dissent for?
The captain.
He called you a
Who's
mug?
made the allegation?
He said he's a mug. Yeah,
okay.
Because you can't really say that. The new rules nowadays could be sin binned.
Yeah.
But you can have a word. You can't really. The referee hasn't heard the sub say go down to feign injury, so you can't book them for something that you haven't really heard.
It's not even that. I don't think how can you prove what has happened? I don't think you can give anything.
No,
because you can't. And I think as a referee you've got to be very conscious that if someone is actually seriously injured and you tell them to get on and play on and whatever, and it turns out it's concussion, God forbid, or something like that. So I think you're on very icy ground if you start saying you're faking it.
With what we know about head injuries nowadays, compared to this book's 10 years old.
However, I would then start to make a clear and obvious thing that I'm going to,
hold the
if you're
time
injured, but I need to add the time on, this will be added on to stoppage time at the end of the game to try and dissuade them from carrying on doing that tactic. But I don't think legally you can do anything. I don't know, can you book the captain calling you...
Yes, you can. That's dissent.
Yeah.
You can, sorry. I agree. I would totally agree with what Charlie just said for once. Obviously, you add time on because it is injuries at the end of the day. But obviously, if you haven't heard their sub saying go down to fake head injuries, then you can't do anything about it.
So you're both in agreement for the second time ever?
Yeah, I think so.
But and obviously caution the captain of saying the mug.
Now, before I give you the answer, I want to note something interesting here. What I quite often accuse you of is not being detailed enough in your answers, because Keith Hackett is very noted to detail. In this one, he's not given any detail at all.
No, so we've got over detailed something that's something.
He's not reflected on the fact that there's a time issue.
Right.
He's not reflected on the dissent at all.
Right.
Well, he's not doing his job then.
He's only looked at the injury. So what he said is, you're absolutely right. You can't take action based on purely an allegation, but tell your assistants to monitor the situation. A bit like you mentioned, Charlie. If you or your colleagues witness this happening, then you can intervene and stop it. But your first priority must always to be quickly act and get treatment to the player with an apparent head injury, so you can rely on the honesty and integrity of the players until you hear otherwise.
Right.
But to be honest, it's a problem nowadays. I think more of like Football League and Premier League.
It happens quite a lot.
But the subs warm up the opposite side of the linesmen now. Yeah. So how can they hear?
It's a problem that will never be solved, Craig.
No, I don't know why they actually moved them away.
So it's a lot that's less niche, that one, considering the first one was
so we were over
niche.
detailed and Keith got it wrong, basically. I thought you were a good ref, Keith.
But Craig Savage is still winning, so Charlie, you do need.
I need to pull one out here. That was a fairly bland question.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stranger. Neil Warnock, you'd expect. I guess maybe they're just doing arguing with the referee, which is a little bit of a cliche one.
No, I know.
Wait for Chris Morgan to elbow someone.
But on to the third and final one.
No, Chris.
A player is fouled on the edge of his box.
Yeah.
but you play advantage.
Oh.
However, the player who runs onto the loose ball is the side's dead ball specialist, and so he doesn't want the advantage.
Oh, okay, yes. Here we go.
So he bends over, picks the ball up and says, thanks but no thanks, I'll take the free kick. Do you A, award the free kick?
Multi-choice.
I know the answer.
B, award handball against him? C, give a drop ball? Craig Savage is confident.
As he
Craig's
plays
going first because he can sniff a win here.
Did you say he's really played the advantage?
So he's playing the advantage. The player has taken it into his hands to pick the ball up because he wants to
But
take
technically,
it.
that's
Playing the advantage, he hasn't blown the whistle.
But he hasn't gone
Free kick
far.
for handball.
yeah. I think it's B as well.
Got to be.
Yeah.
I can't see if he hasn't blown the whistle. Players.
If he's really played advantage, but it depends how far advanced the advantage has been played.
And I'm sure it's the referee's.
So
choice.
technically, you can go back on it.
But it's the referee's discretion as to what determines advantage. You
Yeah,
might think that's an advantage or a disadvantage,
Yeah.
but it's what he perceives it to be. So.
Yeah. So, but as I said, it depends on how
I'm
far
gonna
he's
go-
gone. If he's gone barely a yard, that's not really.
No, but even then, I
advantage.
don't think that's. He could go to 35 yards, but if the referee wants to bring it back, technically he's within his.
Yeah, but you're not going to do it
rights
after 35 yards.
No, but the point being is that it's up to the referee, not the player.
I'm
Oh
glad
yeah,
you-
exactly. Yeah.
I'm glad you're debating this because Keith Hackett has made some observations as well as his
Right.
answer.
So you technically can do A, and you technically can do B.
No, I'm going.
What was
I
C?
need final
What was
decision.
C?
All out
Let me
What was
just
C?
confirm for you the three options. A, award the free kick. B, award handball against him. C, give a drop ball.
You can't give it a drop.
Nah,
ball.
it can't be drop
Can't be drop ball.
B handball. However,
It's both A and B. You can
No, it's
choose
one.
A. No, I know it's one,
B.
but you can interpret it as A.
So
I don't think you
But I
can
agree with
interpret
B.
A.
I
don't
agree
think-
with B.
I
This isn't.
personally-
There's
I
not an
agree.
interpretation, Craig. This is the letter of the bloody law. Can you pick which law
I
it is?
agree with B.
So you're both saying it's handball
B, and
against.
I categorically.
Just to play safe, I'm going with B.
I don't think it can be A. I can't see how it can be A.
It-
Because it's up to you as the ref. It's not up to him to say we don't want. It's not like
As I said, it
Like a
depends
pen-
on how
yeah.
far the advantage has gone. Because he can bring it back.
But it's not like rugby. In rugby, you can say no. We don't want the penalty. We decline it. We'll
Yeah,
we'll carry
but
it.
it depends how far advanced the
But
advantage has
that's
gone.
up to the referee. I don't think he can choose. I don't think it's
He
up to
can.
the player to choose.
No, it's not to. It's not to play to choose.
But the player has chosen. He's picked it up.
Well, then it's handball then.
So then it's handball B. There you
There
go.
you go.
So you're both saying handball
Yeah.
B.
He is now.
I already said B. I agree with B, but I'll say you can give A.
So the correct answer is B.
Right.
Award a free kick against him for handball. However, Keith Hackett wants to tell somebody off because he says
He wants to tell
Can he, you might as well book the player for just deliberate handball then.
no. What he said is actually this is really poor refereeing. He says the moment the player stopped running and made the motion as if he was going to pick it up, the referee should have blown and penalised the original incident to avoid the situation occurring.
No.
Like I said.
No,
As it
that's not
is.
what No.
Yes, I did.
That's not the same.
As it is, you've
I don't-
waited too long and now you have no choice but to follow the letter of an outdated law. So Keith Hackett he's sort of understanding.
So
but
technically,
I like Creep, but I disagree with him there. I disagree with him. You know, if he stops,
But
or
where's
whatever,
the
that's his
advantage?
choice. The player's
But where
choice.
was
But
the
do
advantage?
you have the right to doubt Keith Hackett?
No, I don't.
I
have
do.
that.
I bloody do.
That's why Keith Hackett refereed at Loftus Road, and I didn't referee at Loftus Road.
But the thing is, yeah, as I said earlier, it's how far the advantage has gone. Like, did it go 10 yards or did it go barely a yard?
Well, just
barely.
that the player was running onto the ball, but if
But
he
then
stopped
if he's
running
playing
to pick the
onto-
ball up.
Yeah, if he's played running onto the ball, then
In the
technically
interest
he
of-
should give the free kick.
No, but I think in the interest of a spectacle in a game, you'd want the game to flow as much as possible. So actually, I think he was doing the right thing in letting it carry. And if
Yeah,
that player,
yeah.
But let's
Yeah,
that
he was
player
right. He was right.
chose to slow up, then that's his choice, and he's wasting the advantage.
let's
So I
not-
disagree with Keith.
Let's not forget in terms of the law, a free kick is there to stop sides from just doing anything to try and win a
Yeah.
game. It's supposed to be to benefit the attacking side. And on that occasion,
What do
the
you look at
attacking
me
side
for?
has been harmed.
Yeah, but if he's going forwards, he's in on goal.
But if
I
there's
suppose
another man-
we can
if
debate
it-
this
if-
round.
if the
I'm
thing
just
is-
saying my final solution. Sorry.
So we're going to end up having a
Chosen.
debate about this rule for about another episode or two.
No, but the thing is, if he's
Well,
made the
in
run,
fact,
if
2020.
he's made the obviously if he's about to go through a goal and now we'll take a free kick. Well, why would you want to stop? It's like David Silva against Manchester
But that's
United in the League
essentially
Cup.
what he's done, isn't it? That's what he's saying. He's going. He's moving. You know, the ball's
Yeah,
in play.
so I know. But the thing is,
So the
he's
player's wasted
played-
the advantage, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, but that's not what you said a minute ago.
No, but what I'm saying is depends how far advance he has.
We're going in circles,
Right.
so I'm going to let it finish here. Apologies to Neil Warnock for finishing on that awful note. I'm sure you would have expected better. Thank you to referee and extraordinaire Keith Hackett for his wonderful answers.
I don't know if he was wonderful this week.
Apart from number 2, where he was a little bit vague, if I'm being honest. And thank you, of course, to Howard Webb for signing the book. You Are the Ref, available in stores 10 years ago. Thank you very much for watching. We do appreciate it as always. If you enjoyed the video, please put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel. We'll have regular content from the Honest Football Podcast. And you can follow us on Twitter, Craig, before I forget, at Honest Football 3. And we'll see you next time.